Good morning. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I was not live yesterday. My apologies. It is what it is. Um, got some shit that I'm figuring out. Make sure you guys double tap the screen coming in. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. We're going to do something different. Still going to go over the news and stuff like that, but we're going to react to some stuff, all this other stuff. Looks like for a Q&A, we'll do 5 and higher, right? That seems reasonable. All right. It's blizzarding where we are at. All right, I'm going to shut this off quick. I have a video. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if I have it on or not, right? Google Chrome. I'll go over this video.
Build that.
And then we'll get on Al Jazeera. Welcome in, Starboy.
There on Downing Street in London. Now, in Nigeria,
All right. Hopefully this is good now. Why did my camera do that? Hello, camera. Yeah, why'd you look down for, fucker? All right. Anyways, so we're gonna react to this Nick Shirley. Now Nick Shirley is apparently exposing California fraud. I mean, there's been a lot of YouTubers who have went over these type of subjects and they really weren't paid attention to, and then all of a sudden Nick Shirley comes around and he's quote unquote exposing it and for them to see, and they're looking at it. So the big question is the government going to go into California like they went into Minnesota, right? I guess we'll see. Let's get this. I should be on premium. I don't get why my premium is not working.
Apps that scale. Meet Base 44.
With fraud. California's.
Why is my premium not working? Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. We'll watch this while I go over my premium here.
Version of Medicaid called Medi-Cal has more than doubled since 2022 from $108 billion to a proposed $222 billion in 2026. Their population, however, has not grown exponentially. However, their spending has. There has been a 1,000% increase in hospice care in the Los Angeles County. In fact, 1 out of every $10 of home health care in America is spent in Los Angeles. On top of that, their government-funded daycare programs are filled with violations While they continue to give money to these fraudsters, it is estimated that the fraud in California could be in the hundreds of billions of dollars. In this video, we'll be going face to face with these fraudsters, confronting them as they defraud the American taxpayer out of millions and billions of dollars as they live their lives in luxury, driving around luxurious cars that cost more than $100,000 that you actually paid for. Let's start first by going to these daycares filled with violations that still continue to receive money from the government.
So this is the location of the daycare. It's in the middle of this shopping plaza. A lot of the buildings are closed down or boarded up and have been graffitied. And then you also have just a big dumpster right here with all this garbage, and then the daycare is right there. We're gonna go in right now.
We actually have a homeless person there too.
Oh.
You see that?
There's actually somebody sleeping here right now. Hello? You all right? Yeah. And so there is a homeless man who's sleeping right next to the daycare. He's sleeping right here, and the daycare is right there. This does not look like a place where you'd want to bring your child.
We just finished this grizzly bear piece right here.
All right, I finally got my premium back on, darn it. No, it got messed up, but it is what it is. We're back. I definitely am ordering something from here, by the way. This is why it's on my screen.
Here. 34 karat opal in the mouth. This is a one of one.
And it does not look suitable and set the code to be a place.
Let's refresh it so my premium's on.
With fraud. California's version of Medicaid, called Medi-Cal,
We have a homeless person there too.
Oh.
You see that?
There's actually somebody sleeping here right now. Hello?
Oh, he woke up. He just shot his head up. He's like, why are you bugging me, bro? Oh, that's funny as shit, dude. My bad. Oh my lord, dude. All right, yo. Hopefully the ads don't come back on. Hopefully I fixed it for y'all. What is outside? That must be the dump truck or something. I don't fucking know. It's making hella noise though, bro. All right. Yeah, this guy just woke up. He must be fed. He's sleeping.
You all right? Yeah. And so there is a homeless man who's sleeping right next to the daycare. He's sleeping right here.
Imagine being outside, down on your luck, and all of a sudden Nick Shirley comes next to you recording saying, so there's this homeless guy outside sleeping on the ground and just like completely like exposing you. That'd be rough.
And the daycare is right there. This does not look like a place where you'd want to bring your child. And it does not look suitable and set the code to be a place where children are enrolled. So they do have some children here. How many do they usually say they have, or what's the story with the
The
children?
last few visits from the state have said that they have 39 enrolled.
And right now we're seeing about 5 children.
Yes.
They are enrolling right now. It says Medina Learning Center is now enrolling, so let's see if little Joey can lear a little bit here at Medina. Do you have the paperwork to enroll a little boy by the name of Joey? Yes, we'd like to enroll little Joey into daycare.
Bruh, we have to rewind it to that face. What was that face, bro?
Here a little bit here at Medina. Do you have the paperwork to enroll a little boy by the name of Joey?
Oh my god, dude, that's my mood. When my kids wake me up in the morning, that's my face right there, bro. Like my youngest daughter. On the weekend when we can sleep in, she's up at fucking 7:30. During school week, when we gotta go to school, she's sleeping in until fucking 9 o'clock. My bad, y'all. I'm parched.
Yes, we'd like to enroll little Joey into daycare.
She didn't even bother saying anything, dude. She just shut that door. She's just like, fuck this guy. Bruh. Oh my god, dog. She's gonna... Make sure anyone that's new to the stream, man, make sure you guys are liking the stream. I appreciate y'all for liking. Make sure you guys share. subscribe, hit the notification bell, and become part of the family, man. I appreciate you guys for being here. Much love. We'll go over some news updates after this as well, but I figured we'd, Nick Shirley kind of exposed Minnesota's fraud, and then the government did something about it. And now that I see this video and it says I investigated, basically the same thing as the Minnesota video, I investigated California's billion-dollar fraud crisis, makes me wonder, is California up next?
They have as their backup facility the UMI Learning Center, and the UMI Learning Center was convicted in federal court in 2024 of having 150 ghost kids. So I want to find out what the affiliation is and why this facility is listed as the backup.
Yeah, can I get the paperwork to enroll a child?
Yes, I can.
Great.
What do you think about daycares being used for fraudulent businesses to...
Honest question here, okay? No, I'm not racist, so stop it. How would you feel about dropping off your kids with a daycare that's owned and run by all Somalis? Would you guys do it? What if you're dropping your kid off to this fella? What would you do?
Receive money from the government to say they're enrolling 39 children, 89 children, and for millions of dollars be going towards these facilities. What do you think about that as you do work in a daycare?
No, it does happen. I've seen it like elsewhere. I've seen it listening to the news. So it does happen. Time to time.
Thank you.
The card that they gave us, this is the licensee, the person who owns it.
And that's so far been the only thing they've been able to give us as to how to enroll a child. And then in the back corner of this parking lot appears to be the playground. Here's a bunch of garbage, and then right here appears to be the playground. Some strange things are happening outside this daycare. Whether or not it's fraudulent, there is a lot of suspicious activity taking place. This right here is Hayden Sarah Family Childcare. This is a daycare right here. Apparently they have 14 children enrolled. Tell us a little bit more about this daycare right here. We're in the middle of the hills here in San Diego.
So according to state records, when inspectors arrived here, there were 14 kids enrolled but 0 present. And then this place was also cited for having missing children's records and also not having a facility roster.
It's kind of weird that there's this daycare in the middle of a neighborhood. Hello?
I was naked, okay?
No, you weren't.
I can sue you. I was like, I wasn't dressed up. I'm Muslim.
Either way, can we enroll a child into the daycare?
You don't know what's going on.
Let's replay that. I'm suing. I wasn't dressed up. I was naked. I'm suing. I'm suing.
It's kind of weird that there's this daycare in the middle of a neighborhood. Hello?
I was naked, okay?
No, you weren't.
I can sue you. I was like, I wasn't dressed up. I'm Muslim.
Either way, can we enroll a child into the daycare?
You don't know what's going on.
Well, it says there's 14 children enrolled here on the state of California.
All right.
It says there's 14.
She slammed that door in their face, bro. That was wild.
Muslim.
Either way, can we enroll a child into the daycare?
You don't know what's going on.
Well, it says there's 14 children enrolled here on the state of California.
All right.
It says there's 14 children enrolled here.
You don't care.
I do care.
Naked.
Then where are the children?
You don't care.
Where are the children at?
It's not enough, Minnesota. You come here.
Where are the children at?
Not enough.
Where are the children at?
Like, I wouldn't mind, obviously, like, having a black babysitter for my kid, like, if I knew him. And, obviously, any race, you have to be acquainted with the person that is babysitting your child, of course. That's why I feel so comfortable with my kids being at the school they're at, because I know absolutely every single person that works there, and it's awesome. But, people from other countries, like these Somali people coming here, opening up daycares, no, not happening, bro. You're not watching my children. You're not watching my children. It's not going to happen.
Ma'am? All right, so what she's doing is she's making a video right now. She's going to send it out all to all the other daycares. But at the end of the day, enrolled for 14 children, no children here. And this is from the state of California. We're not targeting Somali population. We're just going after daycares. And it just so happens to be that all the daycares, they are Somalian so far.
And it's parent-teacher conference week 2, and you want to know what's crazy? Is my daughter don't need to have a parent-teacher conference because she's doing so great. I mean, she's doing great. And the teacher told me she's doing good. She don't need to have a parent-teacher conference. So I'm proud of her for that, 100%. My daughter's my daughter impresses me more and more every single day. So make sure you guys like the stream, man. Doesn't seem like we're in the algorithm much, but everybody who comes in, just like the stream, show some love and support, and we'll get into it. I think my time's changing too for where my algorithm is mostly at. So
Where are the children at, ma'am? 14 children. Would you like to make a statement as to where the children are?
You don't care where is my children are?
Ma'am, we would not be here if we weren't asking you.
You don't care. You don't care.
What do you mean we don't care? This is why we're here.
Care. And don't record me. You don't care.
This is why we're here, to ask about
don't
these
ask
daycares.
me who you are. Who you are.
My name's Nick Shirley. You already know that.
Shirley, I know, but you a trouble man.
How are we making trouble? You're causing trouble.
Let me call 911.
We just want to know where the children are.
No, I'm calling 911.
For what?
To you.
For what?
You come my house.
We haven't done anything.
I don't know.
The problem with these daycares is that they receive money through a program called CalWorks, but as you see, there are no children actually there. These fraudsters are simply enrolling children on paper to receive government subsidies. Even after the state visits these daycares and confirms there are no children actually there, the government and the state continue to give these daycares money. Now let's go to another daycare.
Once again, we have another daycare, but this daycare is right here inside of this home. And let's see if there's any children here. They do say they have 7 enrolled. The state has said that there is 0 when they arrive. Is this Habubu Family Child Care? Yeah, we were wondering if we could enroll a child into the daycare here.
We know you. You need to get up from here because there is trespassing. You see the sign we have trespassing?
And can I speak with somebody on the sidewalk? Would you just like to speak with somebody? Yes, sir.
Hide the sign, please.
Yes, we're right here. Can we talk to you really quick, sir?
Talk to you. Fuck you. What are you talking
Can I come talk to you?
Fuck you, he said. Oh God, dude, this is comedy.
Please. All right, so right now the current situation is we have some people yelling through the Ring doorbell cam. A man came out, started yelling, and then we also have this car recording us as well. But we just want to ask for some clarification for the American people.
4 different visits. The state inspectors have shown up. There's kids enrolled anywhere from 7 kids and up. And every single time the state has showed up, 0.
0 children.
That's the state of California.
We're just asking for some clarification. They won't even answer any of our questions.
So essentially, a house just like this is receiving money from government subsidies without actually running.
Hey people, I see you guys coming in here. Make sure you like the stream. Double tap the screen, man. If double tapping doesn't work, hit the 3 dots in the top right corner and like the stream. That way, make sure you hit subscribe. On the road to 20K subs. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Let's rock.
A daycare, meanwhile, they get money from the government as they run their fake daycares. Now let's go to another one that's even more concerning, as kids are left all alone.
Now we're at the Jama Shukri Family Childcare. This place is not in a shopping plaza. It's not anywhere near any place that looks like a place where a daycare would be. In fact, it's actually in one of these apartments right here. So they're able to have daycares inside apartment buildings?
Yes. So I've come across many of these. Some of these are on the third story of an apartment.
Yeah, but this is a thing, right? Like, and I always play devil's advocate, not saying I agree with this, not saying that this is right, not saying that it's a good place. All I'm saying is that, say these people have like a 3-bedroom apartment, big apartment, decent spot. Like, this looks like it's in the hood, so I'm not, I'm just, saying a different example. But, when you think about daycare, you think about like 20 kids, 30 kids, right? Whatever. If you have like 5 kids and they're just coming over there because your parents are working and they hired you to be like a babysitter / daycare. I guess can you consider that a daycare? I guess I don't know, but I've known people growing up, especially down the street of my house. There was a person where people would bring their kids to be there when they go to work, and I'm not sure if they applied for being a daycare to get money like that, but I know they got paid. But you know, I'm this kind of stuff isn't new. But I guess if you're applying for to be a daycare and receive shit ton of money, you should probably have your own building, right? But you know, I'm sure this is gonna be a slum. But like I said, you know, there's certain houses that do have daycares at them.
Complex, it's only 1 bedroom, and yet the capacity
Yeah, I take all my words back. It's only 1 bedroom and shit. My bad. I'm an idiot.
is for 8 kids.
We just arrived at the daycare. We have 2 kids out here. I don't know if they're members of the daycare. There's no oversight right here. Can we talk to your teacher? Is your teacher there? So this is the first child we've ever encountered at one of these daycares. There's 2 kids out here right now, and we're gonna see if we can talk to the
Licensee. It is, according to this paperwork, Shukri Jama.
Can we talk to the adult?
He is not here.
Not here.
Yeah.
So you guys all by yourself?
Yeah. Knock on the door.
No one's here.
No one is here. No one is not here.
Okay, so you guys are all by yourself?
Okay. I can see by myself.
Yeah, okay, that's concerning. No one's watching those children.
Don't tell me he's just gonna leave these kids, bro.
They're all by themselves.
My heart is breaking right now. I can't. Unbelievable.
So they're not gonna call the cops? I mean, dude, like, if there's really no one there, are you leaving them? That's concerning.
Yeah, what makes
Welcome in, Rachel. This is Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley, when he investigated Minnesota's fraud, the government went in and did something about it. Now he is doing the same thing in California, and we're reacting to it, wondering if the government's also going to go to California. The fact that they just left these 2 kids there, though, is wild. Oh my God, dude, you just shook off and got water all over me. Get away from me. Ah! Anyway, I would stay with those kids until the person came back that was taking care of them and chew that person out and might even slap the shit out of them. And then I would also call the cops, you know? But that's just me. I can't stand seeing kids in a certain predicament. Like, I would lose it. Because I love kids, man. I would, yeah.
She's so emotional as a mother, seeing that those kids are just out by themselves.
Seeing the kids all by themselves. It's supposed to be a licensed daycare, and there's no adult anywhere. What is going on?
And the crazy thing is, California allocates $6 billion to childcare and daycare facilities just like these, and there are over 39,000 facilities in the state. The California Department of Social Services even found an error rate of over 1.6% in their own audits. And to be very conservative, it is safe to say there's upwards of $100 million in fraud lost each and every single year. And now let's head over to where there's so much fraud you're gonna lose your mind. Let's head over to Van Nuys, where there's home health care and hospice fraud literally everywhere.
With the fraud here, California ranks the highest for Medicare, Medicaid, Medi-Cal, whatever you want to call it. They spend the most amount of money per state, and here in LA, 1 out of every $10 that goes towards home health care in the United States goes to a business here in LA. Right now we're in Van Nuys. This location has tons of hospice centers, home health care centers, and right now we are going to Gardens of Angels Hospice. They billed $4.8 million per beneficiary. They charged $5,807 with 28.6 claims per patient and only 2 codes, which means 2 services were provided. And inside of this same location, there's also Blossom Hospice, and they received $3.4 million with $6,000 per beneficiary at $927 per claim and only 1 code, which means they only provided 1 service. And it looks like there's about 15 more hospice centers inside this one plaza we're going to right now. We have all the information.
My question is this: how are these people getting so much money? Like, okay, yeah, you open up a place and you say hospice. Like, say I opened up my crib right now and I'm like, okay, well, I apply for a being hospice center or whatever. Where do you get the people's information? to therefore then get the benefits, right? Like, say with my kids at the school at the daycare, they need to have the social, they need to have all this other stuff because you apply through social services. How can these people, especially with hospice, something that has to deal with elderly people who are on their last days, right? How are they getting information to put in and then therefore be approved for these benefits? That to me is where then it goes up. God, these fucking plows outside are messing me up. That therefore to me is what makes me think that there are people at the top that are complicit with this, because how are they being approved and how are this many people being approved? This last place, what do you say, had like at least 20 to 30 patients. I can't remember the number. Even then, how are these people being approved? How are they being paid? Right? But that's my point, is that it's got to be like there's got to be some people that are complicit with it at the top or at the social service offices, because everything's checked. Take it from me, a person that's actually had to get the information in there, get approved, everything like that. Like, if the government is actually doing their job, they don't fuck around with information like that. Like, they take it very seriously. So it's just kind of odd to me how they can just get all this money and yeah, it's blows my mind.
With us. In some of these places, it doesn't even look like they've been registered with the CMS, which is the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. 7 of the 4 entities have 0 SMS data, possibly shell registrations, shell companies. And it's rumored that these are Armenian Russian gangs, Armenian Russian mafia. So we're gonna be going in there and we're just gonna ask them.
Armenians and Russians are very prevalent down in California for mafias, stuff like that. Do a lot of dirty work like that.
What's the need for all this hospice? Is there that many people dying here in LA where they need to be spending millions and millions of dollars on this hospice care? All right, right now we're looking for a Garden of Angels Hospice. All these buildings are all hospice centers. Let's see if we can find Garden of Angels. This is the Angels of Haven Hospice Care. We have Angels of Valley Hospice. Hello, how are you? Good. We were looking for Guardian of Angels Hospice, but this one will probably do Angels of Valley Hospice. We were wondering if we could get some information to check our grandma into hospice.
Your grandma?
Yeah.
Which hospice is she enrolled in?
We would love to maybe see if it's possible to get her in here to Angels of Valley.
We have to get a hospital referral.
Yeah. Hospital referral. Okay, how many people do you guys have with you guys?
It's irrelevant.
Irrelevant? Oh, okay.
Where are you guys from?
Where am I from? I'm from here. We're just looking for a spot for our grandma.
Yeah, these guys definitely seem like they're in the mob or something, bro. They have this whole complex, one way in, one way out, saying they need to get a hospital referral, which is true. But this guy's asking where they're from. They have a hard Armenian accent, bro. You can hear it in them. And that woman looks like she wears the fucking pants, bro. It's irrelevant, she said. She might have a blicky in her bra or something, bro.
Yeah, no, we're doing
only do referrals from hospital.
Okay.
We don't just walk in and take pictures.
Yeah, because we're seeing we got Garden of Angels, Blossom Hospice here.
I don't know if they are, but this is Angels of Valley.
Okay, well, we'll keep looking for Guardian of Angels then.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
So they say they only take it from hospitals, which could be a valid response.
That is a valid response. You can't just check someone into hospice without,
Let's go see if we can find.
Because then once you do check them into hospice like that, depends what kind of hospice they're in, right? If they're in like a group home and they're on hospice and they have CNAs there that can take care of them, nurses that come and check on them, or if they're on hospice at God, you can be in hospice at home and stuff, where nurses come and check on you every so often, make sure that you get what you need, update medications if necessary, through the doctor by giving them your condition, studying your condition and seeing what's up. So this is wild though. This is like a apartment building, that you see in the hood where it's one way in, one way out. Like we call them welfare squares here because we have a couple buildings kind of like this, but they don't have the stairs and stuff. It's just like it's like a square, and then it's each 2-story apartments. They're actually nice. Wouldn't mind living there.
Guardian of Angels. This place is just filled with hospice centers and home health care centers. You have one right here, 7-star home health care, and then up here you have Miracle Healing Hospice. So this hospice location, Miracle Healing Hospice, in 2023, they charged $1.3 million, and per beneficiary, it was $32,000 for 38 beneficiaries. Per beneficiary, that comes out to $32,935. Let's see if Grandma could check herself into this one. I'm just trying to be a good grandson. When we're knocking the door, no one's coming. We look inside the window. Empty building. In 2023, this place received $1.3 million.
Single piece of furniture.
Nothing.
Insane. This is insane.
Okay, well, since we can't go to Miracle, let's see if we can get SX Home Health. It says they're open Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
It's getting really hard to find Grandma the healthcare she needs these days.
It really is, isn't it? We got SX Home Healthcare. They're not open, so it's all right because we can go to Alpha Omega Ventana Hospice Inc.
Not only are these shell companies, these are shell buildings. It's like somebody took a motel building and turned it into 100 fraudulent organizations.
We got a nice Mercedes down there, 3 nice Mercedes down there,
This
3
place
Teslas.
might even double as like a illegitimate car lot. Like, are they selling a car right now?
Well, if you think about it, you know, with the way this looks, right? Say the Armenian mafia is doing it. This is how they're doing it, right? So each one of these domiciles is its own unit. So in order for them to get money and stuff, they like when they went down here, they probably ended up getting approved for this unit. And then they ended up going and saying, okay, well, we're just going to make this whole place different ones so we can be approved in many different ways and get different sources of income with different hospice units, right? So they're probably like, it's probably one person or like just the mafia, right, who is actually doing each unit and making each one of these hospice centers. Which the fact that they even approved this is wild, because how the fuck are they going to fit all these patients here? I need to make a hospice center, guys.
I'm going to Alpha and Omega, so maybe she can go to Serene Touch Home Healthcare. Says they're open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's 1 p.m. right now. Let's see if they're hiring. Perfect, this one's open. Hello.
And once again, it was completely empty and nobody was there. We went to the next door because it was another hospice.
Here we have another location. We got St. Michelle, HHCI, Home Healthcare Inc. Hello? No one's here. Hello, sir.
How can I help you?
Yes. Well, we were originally looking for
That was a thick accent, girls and boys.
some hospice for our grandma, and then it turns out that all these locations are hospice and home health care locations, and a lot of these.
Looking for hospice for who?
Grandma.
For Dr. Oz?
Yeah, for Dr. Oz.
Yeah?
Yeah, for our grandma.
Yeah?
It'd be
for grandma?
It'd be pretty
Take
good.
Dr. Oz to take his grandma and go to the other buildings and find the hospice. You know, this is stupid. You can record me.
Why can't I
It's
record
okay.
you?
You cannot.
Oh, okay. Well, we were looking for Guardian of
Cannot
Angels.
Well, did you see any Garden of Angels on the doors?
Nope, but they received and billed $4.8 million.
Well, it's their problem.
But we do have yours, actually.
Mine?
Yeah, yours is a KMD, right?
Yes.
So we do have yours, and there are a lot of these.
How many millions did I need?
We don't have your official number because it wasn't posted on the CMS website or on their data set.
And you're from where?
My name's Nick Shirley. They actually made like all this information in the data public for everyone to see what was going on in our country because so much corruption's happening.
Yes.
But it doesn't look like we could find any of your information from the CMS data set, but we do have you here. So is that concerning that your information wasn't reported to the CMS?
What information?
To the CMS data set as far as the billing and how much money you guys receive from Medicare and Medicaid?
First, you have to research.
Oh, that's what we have right here.
No. It's a piece of paper.
Oh, well,
It's a piece of paper.
We went through all the data.
You can tell this guy's getting very, very nervous. You can just hear it in his voice.
Data sets.
If you want to learn, I'll teach you how to get after the crooked people.
Okay, help us. We'd love for you to help us.
First, you have to research, like you said the name, and you have a number, right?
Yes.
Then you come to my office. It's a brand new office, and you don't come to a building like this, like from like FBI guys. Oh, we're gonna get the crooks.
Okay, well, can you tell us, for instance,
This guy's fucking stupid.
Miracle over there?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the miracle.
Well, you should, because they're.
Why not?
You should, because they're making you, people like you who have a real business apparently, getting a bad rap. You realize that, right? For instance, they received $1.3 million. They're a shell company. There's nothing in there. It's completely empty, and they received $1.3 million. You should care.
What do you mean?
If you're in this industry, I'd be pissed if someone was stealing money, making me look bad if they were in my industry.
They don't
right?
look me bad because I'm not bad. You have anything against my agency? Let's go.
Well, we were asking.
Put my hands and.
We were just asking you questions, sir. Like, how come Miracle Healing Hospice right there? They received $32,000 per beneficiary, yet their building's completely empty.
Call the FBI, Department of Justice.
I'm just doing my job as a citizen to show people what's happening here in our country.
Well, I'm doing
because
my
we're all
job in
paying
the
a lot of
citizenship.
money in taxes, and it
Me
turns
too.
out a lot of it's just going towards fraud.
Well, I'm very happy you're going to catch the fraud people. Honestly.
Yeah, me
But
too.
it doesn't look like bad. It doesn't make me bad because some people are doing bad stuff.
Yeah, so what's the need for a 1,000% increase in hospice here inside of LA, in California?
You're asking me?
Yeah, because you're in the industry, so we figured might as well ask you. Like, you obviously found it was a good business to start. You just started yours, right?
I started my business in
How long?
1997.
Okay, great. So
How old
how
are you?
come
I'm sorry.
you're seeing such an increase in hospice care here?
Maybe I don't know. Everybody likes the business. What could I say? I do this from 1997.
Good for you. And so,
Yeah.
since you've been in the industry for so long, why do you think we're seeing a 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA and in California?
I cannot answer that question because
Looks
I
like
don't
they're
know.
all running out of here. Everyone's heading out. We just got to answer some questions, and why can't?
Who's running out?
What? Look at all the people scattering out of here. They're all here just a minute ago.
It's strange, you know. There's, over 80 people connected to one of these dormant motel rooms with no furniture, and they are, getting $30,000 per person. It's millions of dollars. We come and knock on the door. It's an abandoned shell company.
I
shell
don't
building.
say it's right, and I don't care about those people.
Could you just answer the question, what's the need for a 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA, inside of California? You're in the industry, sir. You've known it. You know it better than me.
You're asking me? No, I don't.
You've been in it since 1997. You said.
Yeah, but I don't.
So what's the need for an increase?
Maybe there is a lot of old people already. I don't know what to say.
A lot of old people are dying.
You listen to Dr. Oz. Let me tell you like this.
He's a good
And
doctor.
He's a fraud. He sell a lot of medication online. One of them, it's me. I bought.
Well, his
He
information
told
comes
me,
straight from the federal
"Let me
government, so I
finish
trust
it.
his more than yours.
Let me finish it. I bought his pills. I gained weight.
Well, you still look like you're pretty heavy, sir.
You look healthy to me.
Because of Dr. Oz.
Oh, you're fat because of Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sure.
Sir, how are you
Issue
doing?
about the-
This guy doesn't think there's any fraud going on.
First of all, not this guy. You have to respect me.
What's your name?
Doesn't matter.
All right, well,
Let me
this guy with
finish
no
it.
name. Well, you don't think
I
there's
know
any
my
fraud?
name. What's your name?
My name's Nick Shirley.
My name is John Boyagin.
Okay, great.
There is a lot of fraud going on, but it's not me. I don't give a who does what.
Yeah, we never said you were committing the fraud, sir.
Well,
We're
you see,
doing.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here, right?
so
I'm
thank you.
standing next to you.
Do you know where Guardian of Angels Hospice is? No idea. Oh, Angels of Peace. Cool. Hello. Well, could we just ask you guys some questions? We might be able to get you some business. Are you the head honcho here or what?
No, you're the head hunter. Get out of from here. Give me my
Wait,
phone.
I thought you don't know who these people were, though.
Give me my phone.
Alrighty. Light Angel.
Don't run. Come here.
Oh, you. Oh, I'm running. Look at him. What?
Come here.
I'm right
Come
here. I'm right here, sir.
I'm here.
What's going on?
Call 911.
For what?
This would just be so weird. Like, so weird to investigate. Like, it's so intriguing. Like, what? And this is just sitting here in the city, just like happening. And this guy says call 911. Like, what the fuck?
911.
For what? Sir, we're just asking questions, and if you want to answer them, you can answer them.
Call 911.
We're just looking for Guardian of Angels, Hospice.
Well,
We're trying to check my
you're
grandma
American
into-
citizens,
Look,
right?
we're looking for Guardian of Angels.
You're American citizens, right?
Of course, are
Do
you?
you see any Guardian of Angels in here?
Not yet. We're
Then
looking.
get
for
out of
it.
here.
That's what we're looking for, sir.
There's like 100 doors. This is just one door.
Okay, get out of here then.
What's your problem with us asking people about simple questions about where our tax dollars are going?
I don't.
We're asking questions about where our taxes are going.
You're not asking, you're harassing people.
How are we harassing
you
people?
You can't be two guys standing in here as a guardians and you're harassing people.
Yeah, because people want to kill me for exposing fraud here in the United States.
Why they want to kill you?
Fraudsters
You're
don't
doing
like
good
being
job.
exposed.
Huh?
Why are you raising your voice if you have nothing to hide?
You think I'm hiding?
What are you so scared
You're
about me
accusing
coming
me?
around here for?
I'm not scared. I'm telling you don't harass
You're shaking.
people.
Why are you shaking?
Because I have a diabetes.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
But so.
I need your full names.
Oh, you want my full name? It's on the internet.
No, I don't go to internet. I'm too old.
Oh, okay.
What's your full names?
Sir, we're just asking you questions about.
What's your full names?
Oh, we just want
They
hospice.
told you the Guardian of Angels in this building.
It's right here.
To check in my grandma.
Go look for it, bro. You see?
That's
any
what we're
Guardian of
doing.
And right here it says tax service, income tax. Yeah, I don't think you'd want to come here and get your taxes done, guys.
Angels?
That's what we're doing, and you're getting mad at us.
No, no, you're going to hold the door.
We can't find it.
I can't find it.
So
So are all
Where's
the.
my grandma gonna go, man? They're taking in millions of dollars. I can't find the place. You know?
well, what can I say? What can I
Okay,
do?
well, thank you, sir. Have a good day. So here in this parking lot, you do have some nice cars. You got a Tesla, a nice Mercedes. You got another Tesla, a nice Lexus, another Tesla, a really nice Mercedes right here as well. Another Tesla, Audi. Really nice cars.
Mercedes-Benz, a lot of Teslas.
A lot of really nice cars for
Hospice.
hospice.
Usually,
Must be very lucrative because a lot of these businesses, these doors right here have nothing on them. All the blinds are churned out. In places like Miracle up there, they have received $1.3 million, yet there's absolutely nothing inside. This is what you call welfare maxing. In Rise, you come out, you're welcomed by two nice BMWs, one right here, and inside of there, you have a whole plethora of Mercedes, Teslas, BMWs, you name it. But apparently, there's nothing fishy going on according to them.
We then headed to the next hospice compound in search of
adult daycare. Like, what? I don't even want to know.
Your own hospice. You have Advent Hospice right here. If you want to start your own home health care, you can just put up a white piece of paper and stick a logo onto it and say that's your home health care company. If you want to start an adult daycare, you can just get a building like this and receive
I'll be right back. I'll let this play.
money from the government. That's the crazy thing, is inside this one building, you have an adult day health care, you have a hospice, and then you have a home health care center operating all in one location. And why are tax dollars going towards all of these buildings? And they're quite literally everywhere. Everyone should be a bit suspicious about what's happening here. Inside of these parking lots too, you'll always find a super nice BMW, Mercedes, you name it, newest Audis. You always find the nicest cars outside of these healthcare and hospice centers.
We headed to the next suspicious hospice location, and what do we find?
A brand new Mercedes. Everywhere we go in this video, going around these hospice and home healthcare centers, there is a nice Mercedes or BMW. We have all day hospice care, Health Elect Care, you have Edom Hospice, Lecar Home Health, and even back here, this is just one floor inside this building, you have Santa Rita Hospice. I don't know what the need is for all these hospice centers, but for instance, all day hospice back there, they billed $3.1 million, and per beneficiary, that was $6,000, 24 claims per patient with only 2 codes, which means 2 services and over 500 patients. And they started billing in April 2023 and accumulated $3.1 million in 19 months. So maybe if you want to get rich here inside the United States, come to LA, open up a hospice, because there's a 1,000% increase in hospices opening up here inside of California, and you can go ahead and become a millionaire. Could you just answer, for instance, we have some information right here that there is $6,000 per beneficiary and 24 claims per patient with only 2 codes. Can you give us any explanation? Okay, yeah, we just want to make sure, if you want anything to clarify, if you want to clarify anything. Okay. For this video, we really do want to give each and every single person the opportunity to answer just quite literally the facts. All this information is coming straight from the public databases, and if they refuse to answer simple questions about businesses they're operating, I think that says a lot about what's going on behind the scenes. Now we are here outside of Healthy Life Adult Daycare. This place, over the past few years, has billed $19.8 million alone. Now let's go see if I can enroll my grandma, because she needs some daycare. And this right here is the entrance of a building that's received over $19 million. So this is the location that's received over $19 million. Kind of crazy, right? They say that we're right here, right now we're here at 1:30. No adults are here. I wouldn't doubt that adults do come, but $19 million.
It's kind of like North Korea. It's like everything's set up, but there's no people. It's like for a show almost.
No, nobody's here already. You have to come back tomorrow.
And could we get like a brochure to enroll our grandma into this location?
I don't have anything.
Can anyone give us a brochure?
Angela, does somebody has information about here?
Don't think it's enough to say it's fraudulent, because you do see that it is operating. There were people working inside there. But the fact that there's just businesses like these popping around everywhere, and this is what they look like outside of a location that receives $19 million over the past few years, yet the building looks...
$19 million is crazy, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's wild, bro.
Completely almost dismantled out here. And look, all they have to say that they are an adult day healthcare is that sign that says ADHC. And there was some people working inside of it. We have the phone number right here. Darren's gonna go ahead and give a phone call and see if somebody from inside answers. There are people inside right now, the phone's just ringing.
You can leave a message after the tone. This mailbox is full.
There you have it. They don't even have an inbox available to take in a voicemail. And another thing to take note of is Gavin Newsom right now on Polymarket. He is the leading nominee for the Democrats come 2028. All this fraud's taking place, all this waste is taking place. Nobody really knows what's going on. I mean, look at this place. This adult daycare received $19 million, has billed the state of California over $19 million over the past few years. This is all taking place here. So that is something to think about come 2028 with Gavin Newsom leading the Democrats right now on Poly Market.
The way these hospices are able to enroll these people and collect money from
The fact that Gavin Newsom would ever be a presidential candidate to me is fucking outrageous and diabolical.
Medicare and Medi-Cal here inside of California is they collect the Medicare numbers from individuals and then sign them up for hospice without them even knowing. I actually went and spoke with a professional inside of the medical industry to get her opinion on how this all works.
We're seeing all of these hospices pop up here. Why is hospice and home health care such a booming business right now?
I think spending money on jet research is way better than sending millions of taxpayer money to fucking fraud and everything else. Yeah, maybe we should allocate funds in different ways, but I'm pretty sure that the fact we're spending money on leading military research and leading military products is good for the country all around, because like Skippy said, we sell it to other nations, let alone the fact that, you know, we lead the world in the best military, right? Quote unquote. I just truly think that, yeah, I mean, it is good. So at the end of the day, fraud, it should be going somewhere else other than fraud. It should be going to making it so we have less homelessness, helping people with mental health, helping people with disability, helping veterans, everything. So
it's become a trend of fraud. Honestly has. Like I heard about this about 5 years ago during COVID, that people were building hospices and selling them. It was like a business these people made. So it's an easy way to build Medicare with their people's beneficiary numbers that people can easily steal and even purchase and buy. They buy numbers from people and tell them, give me your Medicare beneficiary number and then we'll give you something in return.
And what does that mean, give you my beneficiary number?
So there's an ID that you have. Medicare gives you, Medicare is for anybody 65 and over. So they'll give you a Medicare ID number. And that number is what's used to bill Medicare.
So essentially, if they can get a number from somebody, it's almost like getting a credit card number. And then from there, they can continue to bill and bill and bill and get that Medicare money.
Exactly. It's actually more beneficial than finding a credit card these days. Anybody can get a hospice license, actually. You don't need to be a physician. You don't need to be a doctor. You can apply and get a hospice license in the state of California. They bill, they take the Medicare numbers, they bill Medicare, the Medicare sends them a check right away. It's an easy process.
So an old person might be a bit naive to giving somebody their Medicare number,
Yes.
and without them even knowing, that's more valuable than giving them their credit card number.
Correct.
In fact, in LA, there's locations that will teach you how to open up your own hospice center. So I went there with a potential business partner to try and become a multi-millionaire in hospice.
We know that hospice is a very lucrative business, so I joined a business partner right here. His name's Darren, and we're here outside the Hospice Consultants, and we would like to start our own hospice today. We're just two young men who want to become millionaires here inside the United States, and it seems like the only way to do it nowadays is by committing fraud. So we're gonna go in and see if we can start our own hospice. Are you guys the Hospice Consultants?
Yes.
Oh, can we talk to you guys?
About?
I want to open my hospice.
Well, if you wanted to open the hospice with potential Armenian mafia, you probably shouldn't be going there dressed like a fucking Fed.
You want to open a hospice?
Yeah.
Okay, what was your name?
My name's Nick, but I want to open up a hospice.
I understand, but we don't take care of that.
Can I get some information?
Do you want a number?
Yeah, or give me a flyer or something. And this is the Hospice Consultant.
Yes. Not only hospice and home health.
All right, so they say they're open right now. They won't let us into the lobby. This is no way to conduct business. We are two entrepreneurs trying to open up our own hospice.
Soaked to the bone right now.
We were denied service by the potential fraudsters, and as we were leaving, one of the fraudsters started to leave from the back in a $200,000 Maybach.
And we have a Mercedes-Benz driving up. Where? Can we open a hospice at? We'd like to open up a hospice. Get a Maybach just like you. So is this how I can get a Maybach by opening up my own hospice?
Now, after seeing all the wealth that is being created from these hospice centers, I headed back to the original location where we found over 15 hospices in one plaza. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a fluke that Armenian mafia members were running the show and that there weren't just randomly $100,000 cars the day I went by. And this time, it was even worse.
Sir, how are you? Good.
Yo, he's gotta be careful, bro, because in California they don't care, bro. They'll fucking smoke you.
So what do you think about all this hospice fraud? Sir, you're...
Sorry to hear about that, Danielle. I hope you're having a good day too. Make sure you guys double tap the screen, man. Like the stream, show some love and support. We're only at... Oh, shit. Usually showing 7 likes, and then I refreshed it. We're at 16 likes. Make sure you guys run up the likes, show some love and support. I appreciate you guys I appreciate you guys. I hope you're having a good day. Make sure you hit the subscribe button with notification bell, and keep showing some love and support. Welcome to the family. Hope you guys are having a good day.
You're in the Cybertruck, driving away, taking money from old people. Yet he's just driving away in his Cybertruck. Won't even answer any questions. Let's see. We have another rich person as well that's getting rich off this hospice. This guy's leaving as well. So the 2 people that walked out of Holy Angels, they're in a brand new Cybertruck and a new BMW. How lucrative of a business is hospice? I'm seeing a Cybertruck here in a nice BMW. It's good? Yeah, because it looks like, for instance, Guardian of Angels, that used to be here, $4.8 million they billed the state of California. And how many clients do you guys have?
Brother, do you have a badge? Do I need to answer your question?
I'm just curious.
It's not mine. I just work.
Yeah. You must be getting paid pretty well, right?
Bro, this is my parents, bro. Come on.
Do your parents run the hospice?
They don't work.
No. Who's that guy in the Cybertruck?
He's my uncle.
He's your uncle. So it's like a family business to own the hospices.
Not us.
But why was he walking out of the hospice then too?
Brother, can you leave me alone?
Like these hospices.
Yo, this guy's stupid. He said, I don't have to answer your questions. Well, take your own advice and shut the fuck up then, right? You probably should be quiet. Probably should roll your window up, right? Nick Shirley gets the answers, right?
There's nothing inside of him.
If it's not you guys, how come you're in the newest BMW and the newest Cybertruck? I can only imagine what the guy who's in charge is driving.
Just all the other hospices? Do you like taking care of old people? Like, are you the one going out visiting the hospice patients, sir? Uh-oh, he's gonna have to do another point turn.
Yeah, you guys are in my fucking way. Move.
Well, you could just go that way. What's the key to opening up a hospice if I wanted to open up one? Because you're in the family business of hospices. If I want to open my own. What do you do for work here?
Huh?
What do you do for work here?
Why?
Oh, we're just...
Is this a Lambo?
Just looking around, we're seeing all these hospices, so we're just curious.
Well, I don't know.
Word got out that I was inside of the plaza and all the fraudsters started hopping in their cars, leaving the scene.
Excuse me. Let's see if they can just answer our questions really quick. Hello, can we ask you a quick question? Driving out in a brand new M8. They can't get out that easy. How can I get an M8 as well? Should I open up a hospice? Driving out in a brand new M8 BMW M8 competition. Listen to this thing. This is the sound of hospice money. And this is the guy who said he's fat because of Dr. Oz. His business is not open today. Seems like this mafia right here is naming all of their companies after the word angel. We have Angels of Valley Hospice. We have Angels of Haven, Angels of Peace, Light of Angels.
Good morning, Stacy.
The BMWs, one right here, one right there, 2 brand new Mercedes over there. It just is unbelievable the amount of money that these people are making, and they're not even trying to hide it. Buying these luxury cars, each and every single person's wearing some sort of designer clothing as well. And this building looks like it used to be some sort of old motel that has turned into some cash grab, money grab for hospices here. Would you like to give any last statement about what's going on here? Nothing? Because it seems like it was pretty good family business. Another guy just pulled out in the M8 competition.
Good for them, bro. Why are you guys pocket watching, bro? Leave the fucking people alone.
Because this is taxpayers' dollars that are paying for all this stuff.
Okay. What the fuck is he doing? That ass just working, bro.
With taxpayers' dollars receiving money from Medicare, Medicaid, Medi-Cal, you name it. And it just seems like a lot of people are getting rich off of
I'm busy, bro. I have work.
the death of old people. What do you do for work here?
Bro.
It's sad to think about it here in the United
72 million is crazy. If I was these people, bro, I'd be stacking, dude. I'd be taking money out. I'd be investing in gold and silver. I'd be putting shit away and hiding it. So if I ever went to prison, bro, I'd be getting out and I'd know where to go and get it and be rich. But this is wild, bro. Not gonna lie. You know, and the thing is too is like it's such a weird building. Like where would any patient be, right? Like where would a patient go in this complex? Like, and it's so slummy, it's so dirty, bro. It's just crazy.
United States, we're literally being defrauded by people who are taking advantage of old people, young people in daycares, disabled people with autism clinics, and no one's doing anything to stop it. So I think it's time we stand up to these fraudsters and tell them, let them know, you are stealing from everyday American citizens. People can't afford homes, rents are expensive, their insurance is expensive, everything's getting more and more expensive, and if we don't crack down on this fraud, national debt's going to continue going up. This is just one of the factors that affects the national debt, and we're going to lose the value of our own dollar. So people, if they want to really fight to keep America great, a great way to do it is by fighting fraud, because this is just unbelievable. You have people who drive around in BMWs, M8 competitions, Mercedes. Meanwhile, everyday American citizens are struggling to be able to afford their own bills.
That would have happened did happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got.
I love watching Tracks, dude. Tracks is awesome. President Trump participates in bilateral meeting. All right, hold on. Let's see what's up with Al Jazeera real quick.
The Gulf region. What do Gulf states want? What outcome do they want? Obviously, they want an end to the conflict, but are they also concerned about regime chaos within Iran?
Yeah, I'm gonna order some stuff from Tracks. I'm more or less looking at for gold and silver, because with the way the world's going right now, I want at least to have assurance of finances, right?
Or are they more concerned about a stronger regime in Iran emerging from this conflict?
Well, I think you see.
And by the way, guys, I do have a 10 super chat goal up of $5 and above. 10 super chats, $5 and above. Hope you guys are having a good day. Much love to everybody in here. Hope you guys have been having a blessed week so far. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I wasn't live yesterday. I kept my daughter home so I can spend some time with her. I've been doing that more and more. I'm gonna be treating my oldest daughter today. Taking her out to wherever she wants to eat because, yeah, she's doing so good in school.
The Gulf state.
She's doing so good in school. She doesn't need a parent-teacher conference, and I'm proud of her. So she'll be going. We'll be going somewhere eventually to eat at some point. She likes Burger King because they have that play set in there. So maybe we'll go there.
It's time and again from the very beginning, appeal to the Iranians that do not hit us. It is illegal. Try and find avenues of contact with the Iranian government. Taking out figures like Larijani and the Supreme Leader essentially now pushes, as Sultan said, all of it completely to the...
Yeah, someone died.
Now get furious. Beginning with Operation Epic Fury. Israeli forces carrying out a fresh wave of strikes this morning in Beirut as they reveal a top Iranian official was killed overnight.
Yep. Chief foreign correspondent Trey Yingst knows the magnitude of this killing. He joins us live from Tel Aviv with the latest. Trey, this is big news.
Yeah, Brian, good morning. It's huge news. According to Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, top Iranian official Ali Larijani is dead. He was killed in a strike overnight, according to Israel's defense minister. This was probably the most significant strike, you could describe it, in the past week and a half, as the Israelis and the Americans are going after the structure of Iran's regime. Larijani was largely considered the de facto leader in the aftermath of the killing of Iran's former supreme leader, and uncertain questions about Mustafa Khamenei, the man who was elected to be the next supreme leader. Larijani was serving as the secretary to Iran's Supreme National Security Council. I can also report overnight the Israelis, in a separate strike, killed the top commander of Iran's Basij forces. This is a wing of the IRGC. His name is Ghulam Reza Soleimani, and he was responsible for commanding the crackdown on protesters earlier this year across Iran. An official tells me this morning that over a dozen Basij officials were with him when that strike took place, taking out this top commander. It comes as the Israelis have launched a series of airstrikes alongside their American counterparts across Iran over the past 24 hours. You can see some of these strikes on Sunday, this new video released by the IDF. They are expected to intensify and increase in the hours and days ahead. The Iranians are firing back, though, against Gulf countries and U.S. ally Israel. Overnight, the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad was targeted by drones and rockets. One of those drones slammed into an area just outside of the U.S. Embassy compound. No injuries were reported there. And in northern Israel, Iran's largest proxy, Hezbollah, launching rockets over the border to Nahariya. This is very close to the border with Lebanon. And there was a large fire, as you can see in this video, at least 6 people wounded. President Trump yesterday was asked by Fox's Peter Doocy about this situation and efforts to degrade the Iranian regime.
If Iran, as you said, totally obliterated, got the missiles, got the first 2 rounds of leadership, Air Force gone, Navy gone, can we wrap this war up this week?
Yeah, sure. Good.
Will we?
I don't think so, but it'll be soon. Won't be long. And we're going to have a much safer world when it's wrapped up. It'll be wrapped up soon. We're going to have a much safer world.
The United States and Israel going after Iran and all of its proxies. You can see some aftermath video here in the Dahya neighborhood of southern Beirut. That is a Hezbollah stronghold that continues to get hammered by Israeli forces. We also have some video of ground forces in southern Lebanon as the Israelis expand their ground operation against this terror proxy. A top spokesperson for the Israeli military saying this overnight.
We have prepared for this prolonged war. We anticipated that Hezbollah would open fire. I remind you that even before the campaign began, we had 5 outposts at the front of our communities along the northern border. Immediately with the start of the campaign, we strengthened the defense along the border for the northern communities in more than 15 different areas and have called up reserves in recent days.
A lot of developments here, but again, the headline today, Ali Larijani, a top Iranian official, killed in strikes overnight. A senior Israeli official tells me the intelligence leading up to these strikes is part of a joint U.S. and Israeli effort. Guys?
Just some analysis here, Trey, knowing that he was the hardliner. He was arguably more important than an 86-year-old Ayatollah. And you have the president, who is no more of an intellectual, a scientist, who is more of a moderate. With Larijani out of the way, do you believe the character of what's left of the Iranian administration and their decision-making changes?
This is a great question. And look, Larijani, again, was considered one of the last major well-known hardliners. There are a variety of Shia clerics and others who help to support the Iranian regime that is splintered in many areas. But when we think about who's left and who's in charge, it's a major question right now. And we saw just a number of officials on Friday at Quds Day in Tehran walking through the streets, and Larijani was giving live television interviews, almost flaunting to the Americans and the Israelis that he was able to walk freely among the Iranian capital. And then just days later, he's targeted and taken out in a precision strike. As for who's left, we do have President Masoud Pezeshkian in terms of a more moderate official, but he was largely on the political side, not with deep ties to the IRGC and some of these commanders that have been taken out. But again, I think the major question here that we have to look at, who is in charge of Iran at this moment and who is commanding these forces in the field who are still launching drones and missiles at Gulf countries and Israel. And so the question remains, who is in charge? And we still do not know the condition of Mostasher Khamenei, who is considered to be the supreme leader at this moment. President Trump yesterday questioning whether he is alive or dead.
Trey, have we gotten any answer? I know the late supreme leader that was assassinated by Israel had this plan for all these little forces to essentially operate independently. Is that still happening in Iran? Or is this supreme leader, this new supreme leader, the son, running things that we haven't heard from?
This is a great question, and the answer is yes. Iran has a mosaic defense. They prepared for this war, understanding that the United States and Israel would take out their top officials. And so they have a number of people who can fill the shoes of these individuals, but they're less experienced and they don't understand the command structure as well. And so that is why the Iranian the structure of the military apparatus is really in disarray as the United States and Israel are decimating the regime. But when we think about the officials who have made comments in recent days, and we look at officials like Masoud Pezeshkian, the president, or Iran's foreign minister, there were often times over the past week where they were saying, we have told our forces, do not fire at our friends in the Gulf. And then minutes later, Iranian forces fired at their friends in the Gulf. And this speaks to the inability of the Iranian...
Make sure you guys double tap the screen, man. Show some love and support. And double tap your screen, hit the 3 dots in the top right corner if double tapping doesn't work, and hit the like button. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button with notification bell. Sorry, there's a meeting going on right now with Trump.
Leadership that has been...
We're going to go over to the Trump meeting real quick. Oops. Double tapping doesn't work, and
He'll be out of office very soon, so we'll have to see. You know, I don't know.
President Trump, on Doonbeg, you're building an extension to it at the moment, but there's been an objection put in, and it's being held back at the moment due to small snails. What are you disappointed about that?
No. Planning Commission is
I have not heard that. No.
Planning Commission.
I mean, the course was built and it's been operated very successfully. Somebody's objecting. You mean an environmental group is objecting to small snails at Doonbeg? I don't know. It doesn't sound like the biggest problem I've ever had.
How close the U.S. to announce a coalition of willing to secure the Strait of Hormuz? Which countries are joining and which countries have...
Well, we've had great support from the Middle East. Qatar has been great. UAE has been absolutely, they've been great. Saudi Arabia has been terrific. Bahrain has been very good. The Middle Eastern countries have been very strong in their support. And of course, Israel has been our partner. Israel's been very, very strong along with us. It's been a very strong collaboration. I was against Iran long before I even thought about Israel being against Iran. If you look back, many years ago, I talked about Iran was a big threat to this country, to this world of ours, and turned out to be I was right. In fact, I said you have to attack Karg Island. You have to attack them years ago when they were acting up. They've been acting up for 47, I guess now 48 years. For 48 years, they've been bad players, vicious players, and you can't let them have a nuclear weapon. If they got a nuclear weapon, I would say they would have used it within 24 hours after having it. And they would have had it if we didn't bomb them out on that great raid with the B-2 bombers 8 months ago or so. You would have had a nuclear war in the Middle East and maybe beyond. I think it would have hit Europe. Maybe not Ireland, but it would have hit Europe. I think you would have been a nice piece of it. It all gets you. It's big enough that you would have been affected. They would have hit Europe eventually.
Mr. President, your Director of National Counterterrorism, Joe Kent, he just resigned today. He said he can't support your conflict with Iran. What's your reaction to that? And did you talk
Well, I read his statement. I always thought he was a nice guy, but I always thought he was weak on security, very weak on security. I didn't know him well, but I thought
He seemed like a pretty nice guy. But when I read his statement, I realized that it's a good thing that he's out, because he said that Iran was not a threat. Iran was a threat. Every country realized what a threat Iran was. The question is whether or not they wanted to do something about it. And many people, many of the greatest military scholars are saying for years that presidents should have taken out Iran because they wanted a nuclear weapon. They were, if we didn't do the attack, or if, I'll go a step further, if I didn't terminate the Iran nuclear deal given to us, one of the worst deals ever made by Barack Hussein Obama. Remember when they sent Boeing 757s over there, loaded with cash, hundreds of millions of dollars? You would have been very happy. This was a wonderful, they sent hundreds of millions. People forget that. Does anybody remember? Right? You remember. Hundreds of millions of dollars in a Boeing 757. I think they had two of them loaded. They took the seats out and they put cash. And it was so much that there wasn't a bank in Virginia, Maryland, or D.C. that had any money left. They stripped them of all their money, put it into place, sent it to Iran, almost as ransom. That's not going to happen with Trump. And nobody ever did anything about it. Nobody ever said anything about it. Can you imagine if I did that? So they've been a threat for a long time. But they've really been a threat. If I didn't terminate Obama's horrible deal that he made, the Iran nuclear deal, you would have had a nuclear war 4 years ago. You would have had nuclear holocaust, and you would have had it again if we didn't bomb the site. So when somebody is working with us that says they didn't think Iran was a threat, we don't want those people, because, and there are some people, I guess I would say that, but they're not smart people or they're not savvy people. Iran was a tremendous threat. And virtually every NATO nation, and this is the thing, if they told me it wasn't a threat, and therefore they don't want to help, but when they say it was a threat, and it was a major threat.
Guys, you need to like the stream. Everybody double tap your screen, get those likes up, show some love and support, man. You guys need to like the stream.
Every one of them, I think every one of them. I don't know of one that said they're not a threat, but when they say it was a threat, but we're not going to help, I think they're very foolish. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting because I could say this, that what's happening in Ukraine, we're probably in there for $400 billion. We don't spend any money anymore. They buy it from us and they pay full price. But Biden gave them between $350 and $400 billion of equipment and cash. Someday they'll have to find out about the cash. And you could say that wasn't a threat, you know, we're helping them. So we helped them, and they didn't help us, and I think that's a very bad thing for NATO.
Are there any repercussions for NATO, and are you still going to China?
Well, yeah, on China, it's a little different story. We're resetting the meeting, and it looks like it'll take place in about 5 weeks. We're working with China. They were fine with it. We're going to say, I look forward to seeing President Xi. He looks forward to seeing me, I think. But I do look forward to seeing him. We have a good relationship with China. China actually has become economically for us very good, as you know. It's much different than it was in the past. And we have a very good working relationship with China. So we're making it in about 5 or 6 weeks.
Mr. President, repercussions for NATO for not supporting you on this? Any repercussions?
Well, no, I just think that it's not good for a partnership when they say what you're doing is a great thing, but we're not going to help. You know, they say what you did is a great thing, but we're not going to help.
Mr. President, in Iran, because the Iranian regime has told Sky News, if you put boots on the ground in Iran, it will be another Vietnam. Are you afraid of that?
No, I'm really not afraid of anything.
I truly do think Trump's a psychopath, dude. I think he has a like, I don't know how to explain it. Like a God complex, right? I'm not afraid of anything. He's just willing to do anything, right? Especially for his, ego and for his, legacy, right? He's 80. He's going to be getting out of the White House after this last term, you know, we already talked about him potentially using a nuclear bomb, because what greater way to assert your dominance and power and whatnot than to drop the bomb, you know? I wouldn't be surprised, but it's just, you know, when you hear him talk, it's just crazy to me, you know? So, I don't know. I just think he has a God complex. If you want to go watch the video, Lamarson, then get the fuck off my stream and go watch it your goddamn self. This is why I'm not reading chats today. Get the fuck out of here. Welcome to the Shadow Realm.
Are you rethinking the United States' relationship with NATO possibly getting out?
Well, I'm disappointed in NATO that we spend trillions of dollars on NATO. Think of it, trillions over the years, many trillions of dollars. It's one of the reasons we have deficits and we help other countries. And when they don't help us, I mean, it's certainly something that we should think about. I don't need Congress for that decision. As you probably know, I can make that decision myself. I'd work with some very smart people. And I'd always deal with Congress anyway, but I don't need Congress for that decision. But, you know, when you say rethink, I have nothing currently in mind, but I will say that I'm not exactly thrilled when we help them with Ukraine. Look, Ukraine would have been over in one day if we didn't help. Frankly, Ukraine would have been over in the first day. They had the best equipment in the world. It was our equipment, given by Sleepy Joe Biden. No charge, no charge. Hundreds of billions of dollars of the best equipment in the world, no charge. I will say that I'm not happy about it.
Mr. President, two questions, one on Iran and one on Cuba. Is Iran now a bigger foreign policy priority for you than China? And on Cuba, the Cuban government.
Iran is just a military operation to me. Iran is something that was essentially largely over in 2 or 3 days because the Navy was wiped out almost immediately. The Air Force came next. The anti-aircraft came next. I mean, we're flying over Iran. We could take out their electric capacity in 1 hour. We have all the, there's nothing they can do right now because everything is knocked out. They have no radar, no anti-aircraft. They have nothing. And we don't, and it was a decision I made. We discussed it, Pete, Marco, JD, all of us, Chris, we discussed it. We can knock out their electricity in a matter of minutes if we wanted to. There's nothing they can do about it. We can knock out their oil in Carg Island. The only thing we didn't take down was their oil because if we knock out, I call them the pipes, very complex. But if you do that, it'll take them forever to rebuild, meaning whoever, and hopefully it's a sane group of people, but whoever it is, it's going to be running that, and we're going to try to get people that are going to run it well, and it's going to be a prosperous, wonderful place. It used to be, if you go back, it used to be the people are great, the people are smart and energetic, and it used to be very successful. Now it's a country run by fear. It's a country where they tell protesters, don't go outside because if you do, we're going to kill you. Well, Cuba right now is in very bad shape. They're talking to Marco, and we'll be doing something with Cuba very soon. We're really focused on this, but we're dealing with Cuba. Marco, do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Yeah, I mean, Cuba has an economy that doesn't work and a political and governmental system that can't fix it. So they have to change dramatically. What they announced yesterday is not dramatic enough. It's not going to fix it. So they've got some big decisions to make over there.
But Secretary Rubio, do you support, and I know this is up to Congress, but do you support easing the trade embargo if you get more cooperation from Havana?
Well, I'm not going to discuss what we would talk about or not. Suffice it to say that the embargo is tied to political change on the island. The embargo is codified. But the bottom line is their economy doesn't work. It's a non-functional economy. It's an economy that has survived. That revolution, it's not even a revolution, that thing they have, has survived on subsidies from the Soviet Union and now from Venezuela. They don't get subsidies anymore, so they're in a lot of trouble. And the people in charge, they don't know how to fix it. So they have to get new people in charge. That's what.
And the relationship we have with Venezuela has been I think you could almost say incredible. It's been really good. It's been good for Venezuela, and it's been good for us. And I congratulate the Venezuelan baseball team because that was a big win. And I guess they play another game tonight in the finals. And I said a lot of good things have happened to Venezuela lately. This is the first time they've ever been in the finals, and it was pretty exciting. Yeah.
Iran is just a military operation to you. But do you not have a...
Well, we know what the goal is with Cuba and everything else, right? We want to control the whole Western Hemisphere. So now that Venezuela's taken out, Cuba doesn't get the subsidies. We, regime change Cuba, make him work with us. Every other country then falls in line. That's the goal for him. That's what they want, which I agree with. I truly do think it's America first to control the Western Hemisphere, because it's either that or we have, ways, that other countries come in and make bases or make ports, potentially can spy, potentially can make, missile things and, whatever the fuck those are called, storage containers. It's a big thing. I truly do think it is America first to control the Western Hemisphere, and I truly think that's the goal to have, and it should be, because it'd be very good for our security.
Day after plan, and if so, what is your day after plan for Iran?
Well, we have a lot. Look, if we left right now, it would take 10 years for them to rebuild. But we're not ready to leave yet. But we'll be leaving in the near future. We'll be leaving in pretty much the very near future. But right now, they've been decimated from every standpoint. And again, we've had great support from countries in the Middle East, great support. But we've had no support from, essentially, no support from NATO.
What about your relationship with London? Has it been damaged by the fact that Keir Starmer isn't supporting you in this war? And has your opinion of Keir Starmer changed because of this?
Well, he hasn't been supportive, and I think it's a big mistake. They make a lot of money on trade with the United States. I went out of my way, as you know, they couldn't make a deal with Biden because they had no real administration to make a deal, Biden. But we made a deal. We made a good deal for them, and frankly, probably wasn't appreciated. I do look forward to seeing the king. He's going to be coming, as you know, very shortly. But no, I was disappointed because Keir was willing to send 2 aircraft carriers after we won, because essentially there's no threat for the aircraft carriers right now. And I said, no, we want things sent before the war, not after the war is won. So, yeah, I'm disappointed with Keir. I like him. I think he's a nice man, but I'm disappointed. You see that man right there? You know who that is?
Churchill.
That's the late, great Winston Churchill. And Barack Hussein Obama did not want his bust in this office. Did you know that? And Barack Hussein Obama sent that bust back to England. They didn't want it. And when I came in, I was asked if I wanted it. I said, absolutely, I want it. And I put it right there, Winston Churchill. And, unfortunately, Keir is not Winston Churchill.
Do you have
No, hold it. Right.
Just could I
hold it?
Just make a number of points. First of all, I think, notwithstanding what has happened, the transatlantic relationship between Europe and the US is very, very important on a number of fronts. And I think we've had issues over the last year or two, but we settled them. And I think many of these leaders engaged with you, particularly on trade initially. Remember all the fuss last year, but we got a landing zone between Europe and the US, and I think we can get a landing zone again. And I think I just met with Keir Starmer last week. The British-Irish relationship is a very important one. Churchill was a great wartime leader, although in Ireland there was kind of a different perspective in terms of during our own war of independence and so on. He created his own bit of difficulties for us. But that said, he was a great wartime hero. Keir Starmer has done a lot to reset the Irish-British relationship. I just want to put that on the record. But I do believe that he's a very earnest, sound person who I think you have a capacity to get on with, and you've got on with him before. And you've got on with other European leaders as well. And I think you have that capacity again. And I think everyone exists. I mean, you cannot have a rogue state with a nuclear weapon or the capacity for a nuclear weapon.
Make sure you guys like the stream, man. We're only at 27 likes. That's wild. Make sure you guys keep liking. Show some love and support. Appreciate y'all, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe button with the notification bell. We're on the road to 20K subs.
Iran was a sponsor of terrorism. We sanctioned Iran. All European countries did.
By the way, there is a skyscraper on fire right now in New York. So prayers out to New York. I'll show some clips of that here in a minute. But yeah.
There's a terror, and the IRGC in particular is a terrorist organization. They sponsored Hamas, they sponsored Hezbollah, the Houthis. They created mayhem, a most maligned force in the Middle East. The Irish position has always been, ultimately, can we resolve this through, can we get peace? And obviously there's preconditions before you get to that situation. We had our own conflict, which went on for 30 years, and we learned a lot from that in terms of how to try and bring about peace. And I think I've listened to you in terms of, you're correct. I mean, our hearts go to the Iranian people who have been repressed and suppressed for so many years, culminating in that savage murder of thousands and thousands of Iranians some months ago. No one was in a position to do anything about that. I think, and likewise with Ukraine, I mean, the Russians did invade Ukraine, have attacked civilian infrastructure and so on like that. And for the people of Ukraine who just want peace and an opportunity to live, I think we have to continue to work to see, can we bring peace, different regime to Iran where Iranians can live in peace again, and the people in the Middle East can live in peace. And you're doing your bit there in terms of the work in Gaza and so on like that. And I think that's what we want, is a peaceful resolution of conflict. That's where we come from as a small nation. Right. We've been peacekeepers all our lives. And we're the longest serving nation in terms of provision of peacekeeping forces in the world, as it turns out. But we think ultimately...
By the way, guys, you guys think Netanyahu's alive or not? Let me know. I don't know, dude. I truly think that he is it's 50-50. He's either dead or alive. And if he's dead, the reason why they're doing all this is so the morale doesn't get taken and whatnot. But I truly think it's gonna be interesting to see how the next few months play out.
All conflicts come to an end, and I think we have to try and work towards that end. And I'm sure European leaders and the US administration will engage, and hopefully we can get a landing zone somewhere.
I mean, the only thing, and I agree with everything you said, but we helped with Ukraine.
Yes.
And they don't help with Iran. And they all acknowledge that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. You yourself say, these are horrendous people. These are the worst people, and going back to Hitler, right? Going back to Hitler, these are the worst people. That's a long time ago. And there's been nothing close. Every problem, so many deaths, 90% of the people that got blown up by landmines, they loved them. Soleimani, we killed him. If we didn't, it might be a different story, because he was a horrible person, but he was a very powerful person and leader, smart. But we killed him. If we didn't, I think you'd have it. I did. But I think it would have maybe a different situation. It wouldn't have been so easy as it has been, because it has been very easy. It's all of their military is out, but you can always have somebody drop a mine in the water. It's like terrorism.
Yep.
And then you have the people that own the billion-dollar ship saying, well, let's not move that ship yet because we want. So we thought that Europe would help that, because they do have some minesweepers. But it's amazing that, they all said, what a great job. They would call me congratulating us on the great job we did with respect to Iran, and we knocked the hell out of them. They're no longer the bully of the Middle East. They were known as the bully of the Middle East, and they're not the bully anymore. Mm-hmm. But you would have thought they would have said, we'd love to send a couple of minesweepers. It's not a big deal. It doesn't cost very much money. But they didn't do that. So, I think it's very unfair to the United States. Not to me, but to the United States. Go ahead, please.
Keir Starmer isn't making...
She's a fantastic reporter, by the way. Go ahead.
Thank you. The Prime Minister isn't making the case to the British public as to why he should be supporting you. Could you do that now, talk to the UK and to GB News viewers about why it's in their interest that we help you?
Well, because we have a tremendous long-term relationship with the UK. I mean, people would say it's the best. I don't want to get into that, but we've had, it was the longest, the oldest, should be the best. Always was the best until Keir came along, and now, and I like him. He's a nice man. He says everything beautiful. He's a very nice man with a beautiful family. Everything's perfect, but he doesn't produce. And I think it's very inexpensive. I just said, you don't have to send me aircraft carriers. Send me a couple of minesweepers. We don't need your aircraft carriers. But even the aircraft carriers, he would only send them after we essentially won. I mean,
all right, yeah, this is boring, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not going to keep fucking listening to this. All right, let me turn the screen off quick, and let's look at some clips from New York, skyscraper on fire. Let's check it out here. Make sure you guys double tap your screens, man. What's up with y'all today? All right, so here's the... Turn this down a little bit. It's fucking too loud. Here's the fire. Not sure how this happened. That's pretty big, thick fire, though. Oh, it looks like maybe one of these went out and started on fire. I don't know.
I was like, why did the guy put it in the pocket? No, it's getting a lot.
Question is, how do you even get up there, bro? How do you even get up on this, to put this out?
Central Station right now. Please be advised there's no effect to the building. We might see ashes coming off the glass, but that's not a factor right now. Again, this is just...
See, that's the problem with building these tall buildings, though, is like, how do you put them out? How do you put the fire out? Like, if there was a fucking fire on the top of the Burj Khalifa, how are you putting that out, bro? This is apparently last night in Dubai. I mean, at that point, you just gotta let the building fucking cook, right? I guess, you know, you could take those helicopters and, you know how they have those, like, water things that they put in pools, or they put in water and then they go over the fire and dump it? They could do that. This is in Manhattan.
Wow.
So, yeah, pretty crazy, man. I couldn't imagine. This is one of the more crazy. This is one of the more crazy videos here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man, prayers out to New York, dude. Hopefully they get this thing put out. Oh, look, there's firefighters up there. Yeah, they must have some sort of way to hook up hoses in these places, because, yeah, see, you can see the hose here. And they must have ways to hook them up.
station right now. Please be advised there's
Margot,
no
I appreciate the
effect to
subscription.
building.
Thanks, Margot, for the subscription. God bless. Everybody make sure to hit the subscribe button with notification bell so we can reach 20K subs, man. I appreciate y'all for joining the family. Make sure y'all double tap that screen before I get off here. I got some videos that are going to be coming out today. I've been running up the shorts, so we're going to continue to grind, man.
You might see ashes coming off the glass, but that's not a factor right now. Again, this is just an announcement. Thank
Right wing guys.
All right. Yeah, man. And I don't know what's up, bro. Like, my Twitter feed's full of clavicular, bro. Like, this motherfucker's stealing women, or these guys' girlfriends, all this other shit. And it's just all over Twitter, bro. I get so tired of seeing his face, dude.
The captain of Iran's women's soccer team has withdrawn her asylum bid in Australia, becoming the latest player to do so amid growing fears their families could face danger if they don't return home.
Dude, that's crazy, dude. I was watching this, and I was listening to some stuff, and it's crazy how these people go and play for and represent their country, and then their country literally kills them if they don't win. Like, imagine if a U.S. team went somewhere and they lost and the U.S. killed them when they came back. It's just crazy.
When you do break a contract as an athlete in Iran, you can face the death penalty. Coercion is being used here, intimidation, tactics. And we even had an individual amongst the girls within Sydney and Brisbane who was influencing them constantly in their ear, letting them know that whatever Australia is offering them, it will not work.
Our next guest is an international student from Iran studying at the University of Connecticut. She's been in the United States for the past 3 years, but her family and friends are still in Iran. Sadaf Zari is calling for President Trump to finish the job so the Iranian people can be free. She joins us now. Sadaf, first off, put yourself in the position of the Iranian soccer players. What would you have done?
Morning, sir. I actually have a great deal of personal affinity with the soccer player, with our Lionesses. My best friend, an Iranian American, no less. Her name was Malika Mohammadi. She used to play for the team up until her tragic passing 2 years ago in a car accident in Iran. So through following Malika's journey, I got to get familiar with a lot of these girls. I got to know about their stories, their grit, their sheer will, and all the hurdles that they really face for only being girls who want to lace up their cleats and play the beautiful game in a country where it's 7th century zombie leaders do not have much regard or respect for women. I have no doubt that the reason why these ladies withdrew their bids from asylum from Australia had to do with threats, if not more serious actions, made against their families back home in Iran. And this is yet another example of hostage-taking conducted by a regime all too familiar for advancing its wicked agenda through that wicked policy. I really pray for them. I pray for their family and their safety. And I really hope that one day very soon we get to cheer them on in Azadi Stadium in Tehran. As you know, their games are not televised. There are no tickets sold for their matches simply because they're girls, and there are many restrictions they face in the way that they can appear on the field. For instance, they cannot not wear the hijab. They cannot have their arms or their legs shown, which is ludicrous for an athlete. So I really hope all that changes very soon. And this is all the more reason that we need to get the job done in Iran and once and for all get rid of the great hostage taker.
Right. So you're over here studying. You're able to communicate with your family back home. What are they telling you about conditions, and what are they telling you about the U.S. effort?
Well, as you know, it is extremely difficult to get in contact with people inside the country. The connectivity, internet connectivity remains an issue. Iranians have spent 1/3 of 2026 in absolute digital blackdown. The only way people can communicate is if they make the international phone calls, which are extremely costly. I was able to speak with about half a dozen family members and friends. The general consensus there is one of great appreciation for President Trump's decision to ultimately follow through on his promise of help to the Iranian patriots. And parallel to that, there is a degree of cautious optimism going on. And I use the word cautious because there were points of concerns that would get brought up very commonly and very often in my conversations with the people. The first concern, the nightmare scenario, whereby this military campaign concludes, but the regime remains in power. They fear that if that were to be the case, the regime is going to come much more heavy-handedly at their own people. And this is something with historical precedent. But every single time that they were able to somehow survive a conflict, they became much more lethal and aggressive towards their own citizens. And the second scenario is a case whereby the regime collapses, but the leadership ultimately remains at the hands of those who are currently involved with this criminal terrorist entity of the Islamic Republic. No person in this entity, involved with this entity, has a shred of credibility for the people. And that was the reason why many people that I spoke with, actually all of them unanimously, were very adamant about their support of the exiled Crown Prince, His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi, to lead a form of transition to ensure there is not going to be a power vacuum and that maximum stability once the fall happens is ensured. I mean, you saw the videos of Iranian students in Iran's equivalent of MIT and Ivy League universities very unambiguously calling his name. And what's more notable about this is that this support is not just confined with that part of the Iranian society.
My question is, how are they going to return to Iran when there's bombing going on and the airspace is closed, isn't it?
I mean, you have the more conservative strata of the Iranian society, and by that I mean the historically influential Bazari merchant class. They have also been voicing their support for him, as well as faith leaders of minorities whose communities have been enduring utmost oppression, backing him.
Yeah, we'll see about the prince. But we know one thing: the people of Iran deserve a chance to pick their leaders, and not these zealot thugs. And
absolutely,
hopefully, you'll have the chance to do that. And you stay safe too, Sadaf. And best of luck to the UConn Huskies in the postseason, in the tournament,
Thank you,
men and women.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
All right, guys, I'm going to get off. I got some videos I'm going to work on. I appreciate you guys for being here today. Skippy and everybody else. Stacy hasn't been here today. I'm really sad that Pumpkin kind of just deserted us. That's fucked up, dude. I got to go through my mod list and unmod people. But, yeah, be watching out for videos, and also make sure you send hypes through them as well. Help propel me through the algorithm. I'm working more and more on my clip game along with uploading videos because, you know, just doing these streams isn't as lucrative. So I need to kind of get in the game here, and I'm doing good with the shorts. Now I'm just trying to do good with the videos. So there's going to be more